Hey guys, and today I figured I'd give you guys another discussion video because the Greninja suspect testing is finally done, and I mean, it's honestly not a surprise at all because Greninja got banned from OU, so yay, that's nice, so, cool. Greninja's gone, it deserves to be gone. I mean, I've been over this before, the tier was just way too over centralized with it, and Greninja just caused way too many problems, and there weren't any inherent fixes. So I don't know. I think it's just that it's finally gone. Yeah, I don't know. But today I figured I'd discuss the repercussions of banning it and such and such. I kind of went over it, or I'm doing a video on Alina's channel too, but I figured I'd do one for you guys just because why the fuck not? But yeah, as far as the repercussions of it go and what the future metagame holds. I mean, we basically know what the future metagame is because the suspect ladder is going to be the next metagame. So, I mean, the new metagame, how it's going to be panning out is it's going to mainly be a physical metagame supported by, like, the Lotties and Keldeo. Like, there are a couple other things that did rise up. Like, we did have the rise of, like, Thundurus and Gengar because, the speed tier got lowered to around, like, a base 110 number, so we're going to centralize around that base 110 speed, but at the same time, we're actually going to have an emphasis on more bulky Pokemon just because Greninja isn't around anymore to check all of them, so we'll have a good mix of that base 110 with a bit of bulkiness on the side, but the 110 speed is going to be where we're centralizing around, so that means Pokemon, like I said, Gengar and Thundurus can come back because they're right around that threshold and deal with a lot of the other Pokemon in that threshold, so, like, the pair of Latios and Keldeo are going to be really powerful in the coming months, so that'll be interesting to see. Like, they're going to probably be really overwhelming. I guess the main thing that we're seeing right now is the overwhelming amount of Landorus usage, which it's understandable, and I wouldn't say Landorus is over-centralizing all, or it's like too centralizing. I'd actually say that the usage of Landorus reflects on the meta itself. And if we want Landorus usage to go down healthily instead of banning it, like banning it's not going to be healthy. That'll just make everything worse. But if we want the usage of that to go down healthily, the meta has to be less centralized around what Landorus can check. Because Landorus is just basically an amazing meta check, and it does just a lot. And like I said, if we want it to go down at all, the meta has to change first, and before Landorus can go down. And I feel like there are some changes that will need to happen. So, But overall, there have been more Pokemon that have been rising up. We've been seeing new things come up. So, it has been nice. But, like, all the physical megas, like Lopunny, Metagross, Gallade, that kind of stuff, like, a lot of stuff has been rising up. And the main megas we're seeing are more of the physical megas. So, but otherwise, in general, there are a lot more things that can be used, but we're still in that area of a lot of physical guys and then the base 110s, which really makes Metagross shine, if anything, because if we look at it, like, Metagross can somewhat beat Landorus, it can beat the Lotties, it can beat Keldeo, it beats a lot of stuff. Like, the only things that reliably take it on are going to be, like, Rotom, Ferrothorn, and Skarmory, but we're also seeing a rise in Magnezone usage, so that Ferrothorn and Skarmory can be iffy, and even then, there's still Heatran. The Lotties can still deal with them, because they half the time carry HP Fire. We have Keldeo. There are plenty of things that deal with Metagross's checks, and Rotom isn't even a solid check to Metagross anyways, so it's like, or solid counter, rather. But it's like, there are a lot of things. It's easy to pair with Metagross in this current meta, so I can see that rising up a lot more and potentially being the next suspect. Gallade too, I see as a huge threat. Like, I feel like Gallade's usage hasn't been as high as it should have been, but we'll see what happens in the coming months. But I feel like Gallade could definitely rise up more, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. Otherwise, like I said, just it's mainly focused around a base 110 meta, and Metagross, I feel like, will shine, and I could see that going next, if anything, but, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, because maybe Metagross's counters dash checks will shine enough to where Metagross can stay, but I mean, there is definitely more work that needs to be done. There are some over-centralization factors that still need to be fixed. So we're less... Because we are getting really centered around the Lotties as well. And the Keldeo. Well, like, Keldeo's not so bad, but the Lotties in general are getting centralized around. But I don't even think them going will fix it. But, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe it will, but I don't know if it really will. Because, I don't know. I'm just not exactly sure how... it's supposed to be. Like, I'm more of a wait and see kind of person. I'm not really good at analyzing right at the start, but you know, hopefully we'll figure that out soon. But yeah, I don't know. That's really all I need to say. Just in general how the meta looks. Like I said, it's more a physical based meta. So also some physical walls are rising up that were generally not used for a bit. Like I know Slowbro usage is going up a lot now, but I still don't like Slowbro that much. I feel like it's still iffy, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I didn't really have that much more I need to say about it. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see everything once it fleshes out a bit more. Like, I mean, the suspect ladder was pretty fleshed out. And honestly, even with the centralization we're still having in the, you know, standardization of whatever, it is still a lot more diverse without Greninja. And I am happy for the change. But I guess we'll just, like I said, we'll have to wait and see what else needs to go away. Like, people will be like, no, Smoking doesn't need to hit anything else. But it's like, it's the OU metagame. Stuff needs to happen. You know, that's how the OU metagame has always been. And if you're not prepared to let things go, whatever. Because the thing is, the moment anything leaves, we'll at least get, like, 3 more Pokemon that are used in OU. So it's like, you get a lot more stuff to be used by letting one Pokemon go. And it'll be a lot more diverse of a metagame. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's just how it is and how it should be. But also, as far I know, a lot of people have been bringing up the whole let's make a tier between Ubers and OU, so the things that aren't good in Ubers can be used in OU or used in a tier that isn't Ubers. And it's like, I feel like no one would actually play that, and it's kind of bugging me that people keep saying it, because like we have the BL tiers. And I know people probably are slightly annoyed by them. Like, someone's got to be annoyed by them. But it's like, no one plays BL, as far as I know. And it's like, there's no point to be all like, oh, we need to have another BL tier. But it's like, no one will play it. Because literally, once you make it, it'll be what old OU is. And it'll just be a shit fest that no one will like. It'll be completely boring and void of any creativity, and you won't be having fun in it. So I just feel like it's kind of absurd to keep asking for that tier. Like, I could see it if people would want to be playing it, but I don't feel like people will be playing it, because right away when they start trying it, it'll be the shit that was wrong with OU, and it won't be anything worth playing because we've already played it and we already proved it was not good. So I don't know, I just feel like that's absurd. I just want to get that out. Like, if you really hate me for saying that, then say so, but I just feel like no one will want to play it, and it's just gonna be a waste of time to try and do it. Like, Ubers is still a ban list, but it's also still treated as a tier. It's a bit of both, and that's how you gotta treat it. So, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts, but, you know, it's a discussion, so we can talk about it. But, you know, if you got anything to say, leave a comment down below about anything I said. But, you know, like I said, I'm happy with everything I've done. I feel like a new tier is pointless. I don't know, whatever. Just gotta wait and see how everything pans out, and we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, that'll be it for this. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Such a blah. Recommend sub, and later, guys.